The Dana Cortez Show podcast begins now.
All right, single guys, pay attention. Uncrustables is coming with a new flavor for the first time in a decade. And we'll talk about it in food news. Time for hottest hashtags. Happy Friday. It's the Dana Cortez Show. I am Dana Cortez.
DJ Automatic.
I go by Anthony A, a.k.a. the Burnt Tortilla.
45 days till the election. You still have time to register to vote. You know, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, and I've been talking about the fact that my mother's been very sick. Thank goodness she's doing well now. And visiting her in West Texas, I wanted to go see our family cemetery plot. I like to visit my familia. Anybody who's seen Coco knows that for us, it's very important to stay connected to our ancestors. And DJ Automatic went. And for me, it had never been a big deal. But our cemetery in West Texas is segregated.
I've been there before, but I never noticed the signs that it was split up to Anglo-Catholic, Spanish Catholic, Black Christian.
I guess for me, it was never shocking because it was just a part of how I grew up. My uncle who served in the military wasn't allowed to be buried next to white people and so on and so on. It is very important for you to vote. This is a man who lived recently. You know, it's not like these are things that we're talking about that happened hundreds of years ago. So please exercise your right. Many people died for you to have it. Get registered. Vote.org.
Do it.
DJ Automatic Food News.
On a less serious note, Uncrustables has released a new flavor for the first time in 10 years. We have Uncrustables Raspberry Spread. So it's going to be a peanut butter and raspberry spread.
That is the opposite of segregation. That's all mixed in one right there. That's good. Yeah,
We're moving forward, people. Progress. Yeah. This is an exciting raspberry. First of all, I'm allergic to raspberry.
Okay. I want to know, as our in-house resident Uncrustable lover, how are you excited about this?
I kind of agree with Dana here. Raspberry isn't really anything too much to brag about. They should have went with more of like a cherry situation, I believe. You know, one thing millennial adults are doing is we're taking Uncrustables and we're taking Pedialyte with us to adulthood. Yeah. So that's cool to know.
Great for hangovers and single home households. You know what I'm saying?
All the kid snacks, no kids. That's funny.
That's hilarious. Anthony A, National Day.
All right, let's go and start with National Kiss Day. The fourth Friday in September is known as National Kiss or National Love Note. If you want to send a special text message to your loved one, go ahead and do so.
I just read an interesting article that says couples that kiss at least once a day have a greater chance of staying together.
Oh.
So DJ Automatic.
You owe me one.
I do. I owe you one. All right, what's next, Ant? Anthony's like, I ain't got no kids or anyone to kiss, Dana. Thank you.
What's going on?
I'm going to sit here in my raspberry Uncrustable.
Let's go to wrap it up on National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Yes, dude, America's favorite pizza topping.
I got to ask y'all something. What kind of pizza topping are you, Ant? You go first.
If I was one, I'm going to be a banana pepper. I like the name. The name is pretty zesty. And then it's also like a nice little spice bite with not too much. I like it. I
was going to say it's not spicy at all. It's totally trickster. All right, now, DJ Automatic, what kind of topping are you?
I'm just a Hawaiian pizza because that's my favorite kind of pizza.
You can't be all those things.
I can be all those things. I'm a mixed guy already.
Yeah, so you're right. You're already. Okay, I am anchovy because you know your girl's salty. All right.
The Dana Cortez Show podcast.
You have to be vigilant at all times. And it's not just women. Sometimes we women, we do have to move differently. But I think men tend to let their guard down because you think nothing's ever going to happen to you. It's different. Like when we're walking our dogs at night, not a good thing. You know what I mean? When you're alone at the gas station at night, you don't feel safe. Most men don't think about that.
You think about it, but I don't think
you're not scared.
It's not like no,
women.
we don't feel like women do. No.
I mean, all my homies definitely look around. You scan your area. You stay on alert.
When I hit that ATM at night, I'm all full awareness.
Automatic for you shouldn't even be going to the ATM at night anyway. There's his father, Adam Jorgensen. He's at the car wash. He has his 8-year-old daughter, Charlie Jorgensen, in the back seat, and his 2-year-old daughter, Autumn, in the back seat. And this gentleman approaches him, and he's like, "Hey, can you give me directions?" And so he gets out. He's helping him out. Well, homeboy's friend jumps in the car and takes off. With the kids in the back. So this is a 911 call that Dad Adam made.
Someone just stole my car on 27th Street with my 2 kids in the car.
Adam is frantic. The car, who cares? The kids. My kids, can you help me? And the men in the car realize that there's children in the back seat. And one of them actually talks to Charlie, who's 8, remember? And Charlie says this.
He noticed that I was in the car and said, "Get out." Then I said, what about my sister? What am I going to do about her?
Charlie's a real one. She said, "I'm not leaving without Autumn. I'm not leaving without my 2-year-old baby sister." I felt so good knowing that they got the kids back.
Of course.
The men ditched the car a mile later. I think they realized we are in trouble. We have someone's kids, and we meant to steal a car, but not children.
Yeah, it's a whole different charge right there.
Oh, and so the men jump out, right, and they run away. Charlie sees her dad's phone. Who does she call? Mom.
Oh, no.
No, listen. Listen.
Mom, I need you. We lost Dad.
Obviously, Charlie's freaking out at this point. You know, they don't know where Dad is, and Mom's asking, where is Dad? And she's responding,
Where go Dad? I don't know.
obviously, this is very distressful listening to all this, but remember, the kids are safe. And our friends at ABC WISN did an interview with father and mother and the kiddos. Even the 2-year-old Autumn was on television. And this is what Mom said she was thinking at that very moment, knowing that her kids were in her car with criminals.
Just thinking, worst case scenario, I'm never going to see my kids again.
Luckily, this has a happy ending. The kids are safe, and Dad is not in so much trouble with the wife.
I can't even imagine being that dad.
Oh.
Ooh, he's probably hearing about it every day.
And he will, and rightfully so.
Not
Because
rightfully
he
so.
should have
I
been
mean, it wasn't his
vigilant.
fault.
No, not rightfully so.
It's not
it
his fault.
happens.
You're right. Yes, it happens.
And
It
we're all
happens.
glad that everyone's
It
safe.
does.
Yes,
Nobody
we are.
plans for that to happen. It's not like
No.
he did something that led to that to happen.
So
He just
what
got
police said is that you never, under any circumstances, walk away from children in a car. He walked away from the car to kind of show him the directions. Just don't leave kids alone in a car ever. And Dad said, yes, I know. My wife tells me that every day now.
Yeah, the only person who can victim blame here is the wife. That's the only person who could be
That's
like,
it
you
right
messed
there.
up.
You messed up. But at the end of the day, like you said, it wasn't his fault. And nobody ever thinks that something like this is going to happen. But you have to stay vigilant. If you want to check the video, go to @Dana_Cortez on Instagram.
Thank God those kids are okay.
And if you are going
I
to steal
know.
a car, make sure there's no kids involved.
Please, and
please.
don't steal cars. How about that?
part?
How about that?
The Dana Cortez Show podcast.
Selena Gomez just revealed something about her childhood in Texas that she and I have in common. And I'm going to play the audio for you. Stand by. Let's discuss. First, though, Anthony A., famous people's birthdays.
UFC great Khabib celebrating his birthday,
Hey.
and Young Jock also celebrating a birthday as well.
All right, so Selena Gomez sat down with Vanity Fair magazine. She's on the cover, and they had her watch an excerpt from her movie Spring Breakers. Remember, this was a role that she did right after Disney.
Yep.
It was a grown-up role. And she said the director had all 4 actresses improv a moment in their life when they realized they wanted something different. And he chose hers for the movie. Take a listen.
Now, technically, I never wanted to leave Texas, but when I go back there, I do get a shock of what my life could have been. It doesn't mean it was bad, it just would have been very different. You know, I go home and visit the people that live in the house that I grew up in still, so I know them. I got my baby crib back. But it was a different experience for my mom being pregnant at 16. She wanted to show me the world.
I connected so much with this, and I think a lot of people who grew up in a small town can relate. You love that small town, but there's something inside of you that needs more.
Yeah.
And also when she said her mom was very young, when she had her, I was a young mom. I had my daughter when I was 15 years old. I've been working literally since then. Thing is, you don't want to disrespect because you can hear her say, I love going home. I love that. But for her, it's shocking because it's not what she wanted for herself. And that's how I feel when I visit my mom and I go back home.
I think I used it as motivation.
There you go,
Because
automatic.
it was, it's not that I hate where I come from or
No, you're
anything
proud.
I'm proud of where I come from, but at the same time, I wanted more, and so I worked harder to get more.
This is the deepest take, I think, that the movie Spring Breakers has inspired. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that movie was about Riff Raff's life and also starred Gucci Mane.
It did.
I'm not
You're
gonna
right.
lie, I've never even seen it.
Spring Breakers is like one of the best films.
When I saw it, I was like, this
ever.
looks
It got a
stupid.
68 on Rotten Tomatoes, dog. Okay.
It is stupid, but I still love it. It's my girl, Selena Gomez. Hey,
It's poetic. I didn't know.
tap in with your thoughts. 877-730-DCS1. Call or text right now.
The Dana Cortez Show podcast.
My Nana bought a family plot in a cemetery in West Texas, and it's completely segregated. And for some reason, DJ Automatic found this to be fascinating. I've been married to him over a decade. And Anthony, we've been to my family plot several times because I lost my Nana, I lost my Theo Frankie, the uncle who raised me. And you've never noticed until recently the segregation of the bodies.
Yeah, I just thought it was so odd that they had signs, and because I was just reading, I was looking around, I was taking some pictures of some other stuff, and when I noticed that, I was like, wait, this says Anglo Catholics here. And then over here, it says Hispanic Baptist.
And my mom said, yeah, well, we couldn't be buried. They wouldn't bury Mexican Americans or Latinos, Hispanics, whatever. We say today, whatever you go with Latinx, we couldn't be buried with white people. It was against the law.
Oh,
and
they treated the cemetery like a prison yard.
They treated this cemetery like the rest of this part of the country, the South. Latinos were subject to Jim Crow as well. Now, the majority of Latinos are Mexican American, right? So even though my uncle served, like you go look at his stone right now, his headstone, and he has a flag there. He served his country, yet he was buried in an area other than white people. And this is recent, okay? Because my Nana bought the plot during that time, during Jim Crow, which is why she wanted us to vote automatic. That's why she kept telling me, you got to vote, mija. You have to do it. What I want to do right now is focus on how far we've come.
That's what I was going to say. It was a great reminder of where we were at in this country before we were born and where we're at right now.
That's right.
Because, I mean, I don't think we're anywhere near perfect.
No, of course not.
We're definitely. I don't think anybody's segregating cemeteries at this point.
And there's no reason to segregate cemeteries or each other. If you think about it, when we all die, all ghosts are white anyway. So,
man, and not just that, we all in the same box. We're all 6 feet under. It's all the same. Because when you look at that segregated cemetery, you're reminded you're all dead. And it's hard to say that, but it's true. And I just want to say that think of all the people that come here from all over the world to become citizens, to live that dream that we have. And although the USA, hey, she's far from perfect, and I am one to criticize certain things and try to make her better, that's what you do when you love something. And I'm just happy that I'm here, and I want to encourage people to vote. Yeah. I think it's so important because without that right, we can't move forward and make the U.S. even better than she already is. The best country in the world, all right?
Facts.
The Dana Cortez Show podcast.